Hey friends and neighbors, this is Bangeek 84078, Bangeek 8408, Matt Guyan. I'm making this video because it's kind of an auspicious occasion because today is May 29th, 2012, and on May 29th, 2008, I uploaded my first vlog to YouTube that I had filmed with the intent of uploading it to YouTube. So I'm doing kind of a 4-year retrospective thing, and I thought what I would do is I would kind of vlog in the style of the time period that I'm talking about, and so this vlog you get with the really bad editing and the no cuts whatsoever, and bad framing and lighting and that sort of thing. Oh yeah, and it's outside because my first vlog was outside. But with the next jump cut, I'm going to be inside because it's kind of warm out here and the air conditioning's noisy. Ah, that's better. Remember these days? Don't worry, it only gets better from here. So by the time I actually started vlogging on May 29th, 2008, I had 5 videos on my main channel. There was a video of my roommate and his girlfriend being weird in the dorm room. There was a video of my sister saying we're done in an excited fashion. There were 2 videos of the Godspell cast that I was a part of performing the prologue at our cast reunion, and there was a collection of edited video clips from the from a spring training game that I was pretty much forced to go to with the men's chorus on tour, and I was bored out of my mind. Turn off the phone before you start filming. By 2008, though, I was subscribed to the Vlogbrothers and 5 Awesome Girls and a number of other channels that aren't around anymore, and I was getting to know the YouTube community, and I kind of wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to do some vlogging, but like most people, I didn't really know how to get started. Then, in May, I started watching a collab channel called Shiny Happy Vloggy People, which at the time consisted of 5 vloggers who each had a day of the week, Monday through Friday, and they would assign a theme every week. My first vlog was a response to their then Tuesday vlogger, Christy, who was also basically my first online friend, and it was just a video of me showing off my messy bedroom in my parents' house to show off how nerdy I was. And then after that introduction, I made a video celebrating my first 5 subscribers, I made a video ranting about technology, and I was pretty much hooked on this whole vlogging thing. It was about that time that I created my second channel, Vlog Driver. This was actually an idea that I had before I started vlogging on YouTube, just based on how much I talk to myself when I'm driving. This is basically what I did on Vlog Driver, and Vlog Driver is actually where I did my very first book review on YouTube. I reviewed 24 Girls in 7 Days, and then I decided, hey, since I'm driving all the time on Mondays, I'll do book reviews on Mondays. And so I first started doing regular book reviews actually on Vlog Driver. I gained a lot of practice editing on this channel, and I finally started to realize that, hey, I can actually edit out those big open spaces of silence, and those uhs, and those ums, and those mistakes that I make, and all of those different things. I can edit those out. Because with Vlog Driver, for safety reasons, there were moments where I just couldn't talk, and of course I had to edit those out. And seriously, for my first vlog, I was so nervous to actually hit record on the camera because I thought I had to start talking immediately. It didn't occur to me that I could just edit out the space between when I hit record and when I start talking. And you see that in a lot of my original vlogs. I don't do anything with that. I learned how to edit better, and Vlog Driver gave me a lot of practice in doing that, though my jump cuts were still not stellar. It was also about this time that I made my first video for Shiny Happy Vloggy People. Their Friday vlogger, Jordan, had taken a hiatus of indeterminate time, and I was asked to fill in as a guest Friday, and they were going to have a different guest Friday every week for a while, and they abandoned that. And because I was making a video for a slightly larger audience, I put a little bit more effort into the editing of this one than I had in previous videos. In September, it became clear that Jordan's hiatus was going to last a bit longer than they expected, and so I was brought on as a regular, basically a long-term substitute. It was after I lost my original camera in Minneapolis and replaced it with a new, almost identical one, which is still the one that I'm using. So, by the fall of 2008, I was making weekly videos for Shiny Happy Vloggy People. I was making 2 or 3 Vlog Driver videos a week, and I had upgraded from Windows Movie Maker, which I had been using for editing, to Vegas Movie Studio, which was much, much better. And thanks to the fact that I was making regular videos, the quality of my videos was steadily improving. But the videos on BankGeek 8408 were still pretty sparse, simply because I didn't really know what I wanted to do with the channel yet. Shiny Happy Vloggy People, of course, had its weekly themes, and by this time, Vlog Driver had Book Review Mondays, Current Event Wednesdays, and Rant Fridays, so I always knew what I was doing with those videos, but I didn't know what I wanted to do with my BankGeek 8408 videos, and so it just became a place for regular vlogs, which I would usually make in a sort of rambling fashion while setting my camera on top of a pile of books and sitting in my wicker chair and looking over at it. It's kind of awkward. All of this changed in January of 2009 when I was hit with an idea. Ow! I really wanted to reread some of the books that I had at one time considered favorites. I wanted to see what stood out about them, what made them a favorite in the first place, and see if they were still favorites, especially if it had been a while since I'd read them. Up until that point, the closest thing that I had done that would qualify as a review was a song I wrote called Steve Kloves Sucks, which I now regret having written. So it wasn't really a reviewing channel yet, because I was still doing regular videos for BankGeek 8408, and these reviews came kind of infrequently, but this was the beginning of reviews on this channel. In March of 2009, I decided to abandon my Dell laptop before it gave out on me, as it was threatening to do, and try out a Mac and see how I liked it. And as it turns out, I did like it. For one thing, it had a built-in camera, so I wouldn't have to turn my head in order to face it anymore. I could actually face the camera and bump the desk as I did so. Hello. I did try not to use the iSight camera too much, though, because having a Mac meant that meant that I could switch over to the much better quality analog setting on my camera. And the fact that I was using the iSight camera clued me into, hey, you know, maybe I should actually take the time to set up like a tripod and actually face the camera when I'm talking to people, and so that kind of became my new vlogging background. Unfortunately, it was a good news, bad news type of thing, because while I did have the higher quality setting on the camera and facing the camera, I also had to use iMovie. The videos continued. Vlog Driver now had 5 theme days. I had taken charge of picking themes for Shiny Happy Vloggy People, and the editing was continuing to improve despite the lack of decent editing software and despite the fact that I still had a tendency to look away from the camera at the very end of a sentence. Eventually, though, I switched over to Final Cut Express, which meant that now I could do split screen, so that when I wrote my Love Song to Caitlin for the Love Song to Caitlin theme on Shiny Happy Vloggy People, I was able to create 3 background singers. Get out of here! I was also able to create a text-based tribute to my first 99 subscribers, 99 simply because I wanted to use Lena Gabrielle's song where she sings the numbers up to 99. And I got accepted to graduate school, which meant moving out of my parents' house back to Bowling Green and into my own apartment, which meant that I didn't have to wait until everyone had gone to sleep to film videos, and I could actually film videos during the day. It was in this apartment that E.T., at least E.T. as he is known today, made his first appearance in my videos for SHVP's Evil Twin Takeover Week, which actually spanned 3 weeks. It was also in this apartment in 2010 that I came up with the idea of books versus movies reviews thanks to a Vlog Driver suggestion from someone who suggested that I review a book and a movie alongside each other. And thus, the Mad Hatter, not named by me it should be pointed out, was born. Viewership increased thanks to these videos. I eventually learned how to rip movies onto my computer and still have them look decent. Editing continued to improve, although my jump cuts were still a little bit too slow. And Matt and Hatter began to develop their own unique personalities. I started to look at things, in movies especially, with a more fair and objective eye, because that's how Hatter saw things thanks to the hats, and it's one of the things that my viewers have appreciated about my videos. And of course, with the arrival of the Mad Hatter, it stood to reason that movies would be reviewed on this channel as well, starting with, as I had started with books, the list of my favorites. I also participated in VED's Vlog Every Day in September for the first time with Jesse, Coded Lock Films, who I would collaborate with on several videos, and Alicia, Book 5204, who I would date. Meanwhile, Shiny Happy Vloggy People was coming to a close, but E.T.'s storyline would continue to evolve on his new channel, Don't Call Me E.T., which, as of right now, still only has 1 episode, but it's possible that might change soon? Vlog Driver also went on a hiatus around this time, shortly after its 200th episode. In 2011, I decided to expand my knowledge of movies by watching and reviewing the movies on AFI's Top 100 list, and thus, What's All the Fuss About was born. I also gained 1,000 subscribers, and as a result, I did a books versus movies review of Twilight, with a little help.
2011 also saw the introduction of The Scottish Reviewer, my theater reviewing persona, the reintroduction of Vlogdriver, now presenting Thoughts from Places style videos, and a very loose storyline of gimmicks for Books vs. Movies reviews. This is also the year I did my long-awaited Books vs. Movies review of the Harry Potter series, dressed as the Amish version of Dumbledore for some reason, and Cassie cast Expel a Reviewus on me, separating regular Matt and the Mad Hatter into two separate entities. The first episode of a new series of comparative reviews called From Stage to Screen was also uploaded that year. And with my 2,000 subscriber milestone, I promised my subscribers a Books vs. Movies review musical, which is coming soon. This year the jump cuts have tightened considerably. I script most of my reviews now. Books vs. Movies review storyline continues. The Books vs. Movies review storyline continues to evolve with the 30th episode right around the corner. Regular Matt is doing more in-depth analyses of his ultimate recommendation list. Hatter continues to review the classics. And someone thought it would be a good idea to review bargain bin movies. Whatever that's all about. What's in store for the next 4 years? Well, aside from the musical, it's kind of hard to say. But as long as I am able, I will continue to do these reviews for you. And with any luck, maybe someday I'll learn to pick out costumes that don't involve sweatshirts and flannel. Whew. Thanks to everyone who's been along for the ride anytime during the last 4 years. It's been a lot of fun, and I hope it will continue for several more. I'll see you next time. Oh, and by the way, how are those clues coming along?